if I am in solitude, meaning I'm either refining myself, working myself, so that way I can go back out there and actually to be a better individual for the community. Versus loneliness, okay, I'm not fine by myself. And because I'm not fine by myself, I'm dependent on others. Where I need to talk to this, I need to talk to that, I need you to fill my cup, you need to fill my cup, because I cannot fulfill myself, you know? I'm John, and I'm here with...
Boy, if she was good.
And we are the...
Hey, hold on.
We are the Unmasked, Unfiltered Minds.
Hey.
I have tossed in the unfiltered, but it's really Unmasked Minds. And we're here today talk about a few interesting topics for today. Mixed it with some relationships, mixed it with some mental health, and without further ado, Rashid will take it off.
So what's good, everyone? My name is Rashid. So man, today we're just pretty much like starting off talking about some interesting things that I read about. So I was looking at something the other day, and I saw a study that said that 1 in 3 adults they feel lonely even when they're in relationships. And so that kind of sparked my mind to think, like, what's really going on? Why do people feel like this? Even when they're in relationships or marriages, they're feeling lonely with their partner. So, I want to start off with that and just, you kind of elaborate and see how you feel. What's your opinion on it, John?
Oh, I got you. Absolutely on this. So as you know, I have been joining run clubs as of recently, as of 2026. Yeah, 2026.
Yeah.
I've been joining a lot of run clubs, and I think the sense of loneliness, especially in a relationship, I'm thinking the sense of we're not meant to be isolated, as you know?
Thanks.
Because I feel like even from way back when, during Jesus' time, we were made to be in communities. And so that's why I join a lot of run groups, because I see it's more of a community.
Yeah.
I remember I was telling my brother the other day is that the reason why I go is for community. Yes, the benefits of running, make myself look like a sexy eye candy is there, but at the same time, it's community,
Facts.
Like coming home, going to work, coming home, and be isolated at home all day, and go and eventually repeat every day. And every day, I'm like, I just couldn't do it. And I understand that in relationships, as you mentioned earlier, that people feel alone. I could see that, because seeing the same person every single day, it's cool and all, especially if that's your spouse, but at the same time, they say it takes a village to raise a child, right? And it takes a community to sustain that adult,
Yeah.
What you think?
Man, my opinion is, so, going into that fact, I feel like a lot of it has to do with past, childhood trauma, going back to that, like mental health, tying it into mental health. Like a lot of people are, walking around here and they don't even realize, like, I got some, mental health issues that I got to deal with, some childhood traumas that I got to deal with. And it's like, a lot of people don't dig deep into those things. So it's like, I feel like the loneliness is caused by themselves. Maybe they're with their partner and they feel lonely because they're trying to fill this void, like make their partner kind of fill this void of like, oh, well, I want to like be with somebody that's going to make me happy, but why can't I make myself happy? I think, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that ties into the mental health aspect of like, okay, I'm with somebody to make me happy. Without them, I'm not happy. Like, so I think it's very important to be happy, within yourself and love yourself. It all starts with that. And I feel like that's the very important thing, in my opinion,
You touched on the nail right there, that we look to our partner to make ourselves happy. Like, they are made, we kind of put like an unexpected expectation upon them to feed our soul completely. And in themselves, they can't do that. That's a heavy task upon anyone.
Yeah.
And I can see why a lot of relationships struggle, because not everyone can pour into your cup. Not one person can pour into your cup. That's why I mentioned about community, how important it is.
Yeah.
And we could talk about faith along line with it as well further along, but one person cannot fulfill your need. Romantically, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say that clear. Romantically, yes.
Yeah.
But as far as your need of companionship, friendship, iron sharpens iron. Yes, your spouse can help you in that, but there are many areas, like say your hobbies, they could be different. And you sometimes need a good friend or your best friend to pour into that cup, because we can't always pour into our spouses or our significant other. That's an unhealthy burden to put on anyone, man or woman, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that, John. Like it is very unhealthy, and it's very important to like have those different type of relationships and different dynamics with different people, like not just romantic, but you gotta have friends in different sectors all over. You know, and myself, I kind of struggle a little bit with just being kind of like authentic right now, and like I struggle with kind of making those different genuine friendships. I isolate sometimes, you know, because I'm good by myself, honestly. Like I'm able to be by myself and stay to myself. But I think just having those different type of relationships with different people is very important, you know, because otherwise, if not, you'll try to go to your partner and try to ask them for all the love. And it's like, nah, like you can't do that. That's not fair to your partner, because, you know, I think as humans, we're meant to bond with different types of people. And so, yeah, I mean, it's very important.
Now, let me get it straight. There's nothing wrong to do things to be by yourself. Sometimes solitude to get confused with loneliness.
Yeah.
Because solitude meaning I'm fine by myself. I don't need external factors to make my cup feel full. Loneliness is actually having the cup like, I need someone.
Yeah.
I remember I was watching a sermon from Change Church where the pastor was talking about loneliness and solitude, and it's completely different. And when you brought it up just now, it got me thinking about it. Okay, if I am in solitude, meaning I'm either refining myself, working myself, so that way I can go back out there and actually to be a better individual for the community. Versus loneliness, okay, I'm not fine by myself. And because I'm not fine by myself, I'm dependent on others. Where I need to talk to this, I need to talk to that, I need you to fill my cup, and you fill my cup, because I cannot fulfill myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely, it's very important that you kind of separated the two, solitude and loneliness. I'm more of like the solitude, man. Like I think that energizes me, being to myself and trying to like energize myself, because, you know, when I get around people, it's like draining to me. Like I don't even like, I'm very connected with just certain individuals. Like I don't like being in too much groups. But yeah, we definitely got a lot to touch on. I mean, like we're gonna dive into the relationship aspect and the mental health aspect, but those are very, very, very important. People don't even realize like your mental health. If your mental health is not intact, you can't even be in any type of relationship. Like I said, 'cause it all starts with yourself.
You're absolutely right on that. If your mental health is not intact, it will be a detriment to any relationship, because you will be draining others.
Yeah.
You know, either you could talk about attachment style with the anxious attachment, meaning you're very dependent on that person. So, hey, I need you, versus you have avoidant intentionality, where that you see people, I was gonna say, okay, that's a little bit too much. Let me escape. You know, be like Superman right into your fortress of solitude, I would call it.
Yeah, but we definitely gonna dive into it, man. Like, man, well, like me and my boy John, we known each other for some years. Like we just talked about it one day and was like, yeah, let's start this podcast. And, you know, we really had some interesting topics, and, you know, like mental health and relationships is a big one. And even we'll dive into some fitness, but we're going to give you guys the real unmasked, unraw, like just coming from the mind, man. Like, cause I feel like a lot of people perform nowadays. That ties into mental health as well. It's like a lot of people perform, and like, I'm not for the performing. I like to be genuine, real. And, you know, especially if I feel like that's the best way to connect nowadays.
Yeah.
So
They say vulnerability builds intimacy, and being
Yeah.
vulnerable with one another, it builds a
Yeah.
stronger foundation of a relationship, either friendship or even romantic.
Romantic. Yeah.
See, if you think about it, like the people that you're closest to, you're most vulnerable with, because they see the ups and downs, they see the darks and the highs,
Yeah.
and that's vulnerability that build that strong bond that allow people to be your friends for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. So we gonna touch on some things, man. But as not right now, we just introducing ourselves again, like, and just trying to make a run, honestly. Yeah.
As you may know, I am also doing a podcast, a solo content versus be like by accident but not by design. Mostly focus on dating relationships, on how to be the one, because many people are looking for the one to settle down with, but how about we become the one? Work on ourselves mentally, spiritually, financially, and be that best partner. So when that partner comes for you, you're ready to give the relationship that they are looking for. Not just you're looking for a relationship that they can give you,